Welcome back to the Drive Thru. I'm your host, Tony T. With you on demand Tuesday through Saturday. If you would, make sure you subscribe to our channel. 255,000 subscribers here, growing community. Lots of great content here on the Big Dogs YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Also, if you would give us that like, that thumbs up, greatly appreciate that. Helps us build up our audience here. And we're going to get ready to roll here with the Drive Thru. We're going to start here with Millz Young and catch him over at Big Dogs, a YouTube channel, content contributor here on the channel. Let's say hello to Millz. Millz, what's going on?
What's going on, Tony? How's everybody doing today?
Yeah, everything's going great. All right, we're going to go with Millz here. We're going to give you a UFC pick here from UFC on Saturday from San Antonio, Noches UFC. Millz, we're going to be looking at this Reese versus Dumas as we go into the middleweight division, U.S. versus U.S. fighter here. We see here Reese here, 238, total 1.5.
Yeah, man. This fight got booked twice now. It's supposed to happen earlier on in January on UFC 311. Dumas had to pull out a week before the week of the fight. I had an interview with him right before he pulled out. He didn't even want to talk about that fight or how it was going to go down or anything. And it makes sense, because he knew he wasn't showing up. Now, fight gets rebooked. Got another interview out with him, man. If you guys want more information on that, he said he's going out with a bang. Now, when we talk about his record, he's 10-3. All three of his losses, he got finished inside the distance. When you look at Zach Reese, he's 9-2. Both of his two losses, he got finished inside the distance. When we look at this fight, it's hard to put your money on Zach Reese as a -2-1 favorite. That's just something you can't do in 2025. And when you look at the trajectory that Cedric Dumas been on, I mean, he's been arrested, he's been in jail, he's been having drama. It's just hard to get behind him as an underdog. So what are we gonna do in this spot? Let me ask the homie real quick. Oh, you like the under? Yeah, I like the under. We taking the under 1.5 in here, man. I don't think this one is even getting to that mid-second round. Just like I was saying in there, both these guys are going out there to strike. It's in San Antonio with a big crowd. Zach Reese is from Texas. I think this fight's finishing in the first round.
All right, we got Millz here on this Dumas Reese fight to go under total here of 1.5 rounds here. Just your overall scope here on this card here, Noches at UFC.
Man, we're coming off a great card. UFC Paris, man. We had so many great fights. All the fights on the prelims finished. All of them. We went 9-4 on our predictions out here. We cashed on two big dogs on the main card with Saint Denis and then Imavov. So it's going to be hard to match that up. And they ain't doing it no favors. UFC Noche usually goes down in Mexico. It's the first time they moved it now to San Antonio. They got a big, Hispanic crowd around there. I went to one of their events in San Antonio, Texas. So it makes sense. But what don't make sense is these fights on there, man. It's not really too many good fights besides the main event on here. So it's one of those things to where I think we're going to see violence in there. I'm not rating this card too high, but the main event is something that I think is going to catch my eye. Gene Silva taking on Diego Lopes. That's going to be, right there, getting people to tune into that right before that Canelo and Crawford fight.
There we go here. We got Millz here on the Dumas Reese to go under 1.5 rounds in the prelims here, UFC Noche. All right, Millz, everybody know what's you got going on over at Pick Dogs YouTube channel, content contributor with lots of great content up there. Of course, we get your UFC rundowns as well as your prop shop.
Yeah, man, check out the Prop Shop Daily, man. Shout out to the producers behind the scene. They be working hard over here. They just did some re-edits for the visuals and stuff like that, so always appreciate that. But we're dropping it daily for you guys, and I'm dropping it now the night before, so, you definitely got more time to get those bets in. And what are we doing? We're going over the best football props. We're going over the best baseball strikeouts, home runs. Last week, man, we knocked it out the park. I'm talking about plus 2,400 parlay. I took Caleb Williams to score. I took both the running backs to score, and then I took Lamar Jackson to score, plus 2,400. Who did? I did. And then not just that, man. That Minnesota game, man, I had J.J. McCarthy to score a mobile touchdown in there as well, man. So you definitely want to check out the prop shop and running hot in there. WNBA is about to be a wrap. And then the UFC Bet With Me series, man. That's going down every single Wednesday. It's already out right now. So definitely, after you guys are done watching this, definitely want to tune in there for some more insights on these fights.
That's right. More inside fights here from Millz. Hit that like, that subscribe. Get on board here on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. All right, Millz, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, man, Tony. Appreciate everybody out there. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and every day above ground is a good day. So let's make it a good winning day. Hit the like button, and do something good today.
Absolutely. Millz Young here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the Drive Thru. Up next, Ashley Olsen. You'll find her over at Pick Dogs. Major League Baseball action here for Friday. Ashley, what's going on?
Hey Tony, how's it going? Feeling pretty good. I'm 3-1 in my last couple of days in MLB, so gearing up, padding that bankroll, and getting ready for another jam-packed weekend of football.
That's right, jamming, no doubt about that. Football here in this season, you're third in college, second in NFL, but we still got 3 weeks left of baseball, using that data that we put together the last 5 months and put it to use. So here we go. Division leader here hosting the Cardinals, Brewers, and the Brewers here are going to lay $1.80, total sits at 8.
Yeah, so these teams have seen each other a couple times this season. It's been pretty even. I think the Brewers lead that season series about 4-3. Neither of them have been playing that great, though, at least coming off their most recent series. They both got swept. Cardinals got swept by Seattle, and the Brewers were swept by Texas. But I do think Milwaukee's going to be in a good spot to bounce back here. They do have Quinn Priester on the mound, and Priester has just been unbelievable. I mean, he, as we are probably all aware, he's on a current 17-win streak with the Brewers. Well, the Brewers have won 17 wins. He's had, I think, 11 straight win decisions. Regardless, though, I mean, that's a really incredible streak he has going there. And, he doesn't have the numbers of Skubal or Skeens. He's just very consistent. 3.67 ERA on the whole year. It helps that the Brewers offense has been really strong behind him. But regardless, you have to commend him for how consistent he's been. And frankly, I just don't think the Cardinals are going to do well here in this spot against him. They're not hitting well. Collectively, they're batting only .203 in their last 10 games. They're not putting up many runs. They're only averaging 3 runs a game in that same span. And they won't really have too much help on the mound from Palante. Palante's getting the start for St. Louis, and he just really can't be trusted, frankly. A 5.28 ERA on the season, 6.84 in his last 5. So obviously we have a strong pitching mismatch there. The Brewers are going to be at home. I just don't think the Brewers are going to lose 4 in a row here. And with the Cardinals' struggling lineup, I think the Brewers could take this one pretty easily. So I'm going to roll with Milwaukee -1.5 here.
There we go here with Ashley here going to be on the Brewers run line here, laying that 1.5 here. There at open here, you're getting plus money return there with the Brewers, even though it is a home game here for Milwaukee. But what's going on here with this Cardinals team is their hitting has just gone the other way here. We see over their past 6 games, just hitting 197, and that's not really going to get it done here. And it's been just one of those bad seasons for the Cardinals. Record low attendance, people not showing up, more red seats than fans in that stadium. It's just been really, this Cardinals team, really, really a poor season.
Yeah, too bad for them. But Priester, I mean, I've won a lot of money on him this year, so I'm going to continue to ride that streak here. There's been a couple times I've gotten lucky where I've faded him, and then last minute actually there's been a pitching change. So I've definitely gotten lucky, but I can't believe that this streak has lasted as long as it has. So I'm just going to keep riding it until the wheels fall off.
Yeah, it just seems to get out of Pittsburgh, things go well for you. There, so
yep,
there we go. Brewers run line, lay the 1.5, +126 at open here. That's a big spread from the money line 180 to the +126. This one to have a start time here of 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Ashley, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium here for this Friday card. Of course, heading a big weekend of football and more. What do you have for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, so for the rest of the baseball season, you can find my best MLB bet of the day. And then as long as there's some football in the card, you'll also be able to find my best bet of the day, whether it be college football or NFL. If you prefer longer term packages, you can grab a week, a month, or a year of every single pick from me. Or if you're going all in on football this season, you can grab my dual package, which will get you every single pick from college and NFL all the way through playoffs. And then, of course, no matter what package you choose, make sure you use the code PICK for 15% off. And definitely get the most bang for your buck there.
There you go. Get on board with Ashley Olsen over at Pick Dogs Premium. Link in the description will land you on the handicapper page and get on board and get signed up. Remember, the promo code PICK will save you that 15% off, as it shows there. Long-term pass is the way to go. Best value with all these sports overlapping. And don't forget that 1 month pass includes Major League Baseball playoffs. Get the first couple weeks there with that 1 month pass. All right, Ashley, as always, great having you on the show. Have yourself a great evening. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks, Tony. See you soon.
Ashley Olsen here on the Drive Thru. All right, let's continue here on the drive through. Going to cover some college football here for Friday. Let's welcome in Alex Smart. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Alex, how's it going?
Good, Tony. How's everything? We're going to go after some college football action this Friday night, September 12th. We've got UCLA that's playing absolutely putrid ball, but it's still early in the season. They go against New Mexico. Deshaun Foster he's not finding a groove. The team just is not responding, behind his leadership, and you want to call it leadership right now. I mean, he knows a lot about football, obviously, and the program was really excited to have him come in. But I've got nothing but negative things to really say about UCLA at this point. The program right now, I think, finds itself in a situation where I think they're fade material when you get them in this line range against. I do understand that New Mexico doesn't seem like a great team, and of course, we have to consider them a lower tier team. But the Bruins are 0-2 on the season, and dating back to last year now, they've lost 9 of their previous 14 games. They're just a team that I don't know, they just haven't got anything going so far this year at least. Their offense is averaging 16.5 points per game, while their defense is allowing 36.5 points per game. And one of the worst parts of all that is third down conversions. And we know how brutal, when you allow a third down conversion, what it does to a team's psyche. And, not getting off the field is not a good situation. Add to that, the Bruins lack a lot of discipline, ranking 121st in the nation in penalty yards. And I don't mind going against them here when I start to really, or previous to this, obviously I was thinking a lot about this game. And I did say too earlier that when we were talking, I said I would prefer 17, but UCLA they're just not. I mean, these are key numbers, obviously. 15 is still good value in my opinion in a game that could easily be decided by less than 2 touchdowns. And I'll tell you, the reason why I have a little bit of confidence in the Lobos, everybody thought that Michigan would absolutely just step all over them in that first game of the year. They did lose 34-7. And, I guess they kind of stepped on them, but it wasn't as we thought it would be. And I think the reason for that is the Lobos are averaging 102.5 rushing yards per game. And that's going to be very challenging for this UCLA defense, who they struggle constantly to get off the field, like I said earlier. So you know what? We're going to take the points here, plus 15 in that range. And, hey, I'm expecting something around a 2 touchdown difference. So small, narrow window for missing, but also a good opportunity to catch points here with New Mexico.
There you go, Alex, on New Mexico here, taking the 15. Yeah, other than his picks, we did see the quarterback from New Mexico in that Michigan game, Jack Lane, did throw the football there in that one for 200 yards, 66% completion rate. So he was able to accurate with the ball, move the team here. But again, UCLA, as you said, has been unimpressive in that losses there to Utah and then UNLV last week.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people might be looking at this game as UCLA's chance to get back and get it together. But you know what? They consistently disappoint, and I don't know what they're going to do. But let's see here what happens. And like I said, it's just all about the value, and a couple of touchdowns here, plus looks like the difference maker.
All right, Alex here on New Mexico plus the 15. This one will have a start time here of 10 p.m. Eastern time. All right, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Premium here for the Friday card. Heading to a big weekend of action as well with a lot of college football. NFL come back Sunday. Alex, you want profit here in the last 7 days. What do you have for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, we're going to have some college football this weekend, obviously, Friday, Saturday. We're going to have NFL on Sunday. And going forward, of course, all weekend we're going to have WNBA, Major League Baseball, very specific plays, isolated, looking for our best value. And going forward, here we are. We're almost into the NHL, NBA, college basketball, the whole thing. So even if you're looking at a 1-year package, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it would cost you $5.84 a day for a 1-year all-season package, all plays included. So that's the best value on the board. Also, 1 month and weekend packages, which are priced better than anywhere on the internet.
That's right. Get on board with Alex over at Pick Dog Stream. Best value there is that 1 year all sports pass. All these sports overlapping, as Alex said. We got college football, NFL, a month away from hockey, and then before you know it, NBA. So no better time to get that 1 year all sports pass. And of course, the promo code PICK at checkout will save that 15% off. You can access Alex page by clicking the link in the description. Land here. You'll see the premium pick tab. Hit that, hit the cappers, find Alex, and go ahead and get signed up. All right, Alex, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks, Tony. Take care, buddy.
Got it. Alex Smart here on the Drive Thru. All right, let's continue here on the Drive Thru. Up next, Big Al McMordie. Catch him over at Pick Dog Stream, where he's put up some fantastic results. Let's say hello to Big Al. Big Al, what's going on?
Not much, Tony. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Looking forward to this big weekend of action here. We got a good one here Friday night. In the Big 12 is Arizona here to host Kansas State. You see Kansas State favored a point on the road. Total sits here 53.5.
Yeah, I mean, Arizona has been installed as a home underdog, notwithstanding the fact that it is 2-0 on the season, with wins over Hawaii and Weber State by a combined 8-9. Meanwhile, Kansas State is 1-2. It sandwiched a 3-point win over North Dakota with 3-point losses to Iowa State and Army. And the Wildcats were favored by 17 points in that loss to the Black Knights. So I'm going to actually take a home underdog Wildcats here. When you take a look at how undefeated home underdogs have gone, if they've averaged 44 points or more on offense, they've cashed 58% since 1980. So that bodes well for the Wildcats. Then if you also look at how teams do off upset losses when they were favored by 17 points or more in that defeat, those teams have not done well their next game, and especially not when they're favored in the game as they are here. And those teams have covered just 88 out of 207 with also 7 pushes ATS. So I'm going to fade Kansas State off that upset loss and take Arizona.
Arizona here plus the 1.5. Do your line shopping. You'll find both numbers there if you do that. Yeah, Big Al. We're already now into week 3 of college football, gathering in some data. So, what's the volume of releases? Do you start to increase now with your premiums and your personal bets here as we get into week 3?
Well, it actually started last week. I mean, it's even more this week. Yeah. Last week, week 2, I had 10 college plays, went 7-3. This week, I will have anywhere between 13 and 15 plays, most likely 15. I've already released 13, but I'm waiting on 2 to make sure I get the number I need. So it jumps from 10 to 15 this week. Last week in the NFL in week 1, I had 0 plays, completely past week 1. This week in the NFL, I should have 5 or 6 plays. So that kind of illustrates, yeah. And as the season progresses, it's kind of steady. I mean, I should have probably in college football the rest of the way somewhere between 10 and 15 plays every week.
There you go from Big Al. All right, Big Al here on Arizona plus the points here against Kansas State, 9 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Stream here for this card here on Friday. Of course, we got a lot of baseball, college football here on the board as well. Heading into a big weekend of action, NFL college football. You can see Big Al over the past 12 months has documented 12,455 units of profit the last 12 months. Verify those numbers. Just click the link in the description. Land here on the premium site. You'll see Big Al upper right here, top of the leaderboard here, past 12 months. Click that link. Verify every play that Al's made. You can also see what Big Al has for sale. So let them know what you got going on for this Friday over at Pick Dogs Premium.
Yeah, tonight on Friday, I've got a Canadian football over-under selection. And as I mentioned, already have posted 13 college football plays for Saturday. Should have 15 when all is said and done. It's a great time to join. You can team me up with Tony on the 2-for-1 handicapper special. And then looking ahead to Sunday and Monday in the NFL, we'll have 5 or 6 NFL plays. So looking at roughly 20 or 21 NFL and college football plays combined over the weekend.
That's right. Get on board with Big Al McMordie over at Pick Dog. Remember, long-term subscriptions is the way to go. 3, 7, 38 pass, 1 year all sports pass. Also great value with all these sports overlapping. Get on board with Big Al and the promo code PICK at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off and look for that multi-cap promotion. You can even match me and Big Al up on a long-term subscription. So get on, get signed up. All right, Big Al. Also for those big players out there, you have that all access.
Yeah, I do. One of the benefits of the All Access, Tony, is that our clients get the games rated from 10 star down to 1 star, so you know which plays are the strongest. For example, last week, as I mentioned, we were 7-3 in college football. We had 2 plays that were rated higher than the other 8, and those 2 plays did go 2-0. So it's a major benefit to know which plays are the strongest. This week in college football, as I mentioned, we've got 13 plays, and 3 of the 13 are rated much higher than the other 10. So if you'd like to join, just text Big Al to 702-769-0404.
There you go, make that text. All right, Big Al, is always great having the show. Have yourself a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks, Tony. Good luck as always.
You as well. Big Al here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue here on the Drive Thru. Up next, Tony Brown. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's bring him in right now. Baseball card from Tony. Tony Brown, what's going on?
Tony T, good to see you again. How's things?
Things going great. All right, Tony, we're going to some rivalry baseball here for Friday. Big series here between the Yankees and Red Sox. Right around open. We see the Yankees open up about $1.26. The total coming at 9 runs.
Yeah, not just the rivalry, Tone, the rivalry in all sports, and definitely the rivalry in all of baseball, going all the way back to the great Bambino trade, to them getting rid of Babe Ruth and sending them over. So these two teams, they leave it all on the field when they play each other. Lately, the Red Sox have been dominating. They won 8 of the last 10. And matter of fact, when they were last here in Boston, they swept the Yankees 3 games straight. So it's a reason, though, the Yankees are still favorite. With all that being said, the games aren't played on paper, and Boston is the underdog in this series. I like the Yankees. They got Gill on the mound. He's been going good, especially his last 3 games. He got 2 of the wins and 1 no decision, but he was lights out. He pitched 16 innings. He had about 13 strikeouts and only gave up 2 earned runs over that time. So he's comfortable right now. The Yankees got swept here. Anytime in this rivalry, when you sweep somebody, that's dangerous territory for the 4th game. You know what I mean? The Red Sox just don't keep beating the Yankees, and the Yankees just can't keep pounding the Red Sox. These teams seem to go back and forth. So the Red Sox got in the first 10 games, they went 8-2. They got that first little win and the win streak going. But now with the playoffs coming around, it's a reason the Yankees are the defending AL champions. They went to the World Series last year, and it's a reason that they're favored in this game. The odds makers know everything comes to an end. Red Sox had their fun, but I think it ends now. I think the Yankees win this one on the road, and at that price, it's too good to pass up, so we won't.
All right, Tony Brown here on the Yankees here. $1.26 here against the Red Sox. We're going down the last 3 weeks of the regular season. How do you see this playing out here when we get to the playoffs?
Like it always does. I mean, like, they're rivals. The Red Sox are going to stay on their tail for that AL East lead. They might even take a game or 2. But when it comes down to it, man, everybody's dazzled by the pinstripes. They got big Aaron Judge over there. He's on his MVP pace again. He's hitting home runs left and right. And they know how to turn it on, and the Red Sox don't. Just sorry to say it. I'm a Dodger fan, so I'm not picking sides of anybody. I'm just going from what I see. When it's time for crunch time, the Yankees are going to get it together and make the playoffs again, possibly the World Series. And Boston just seems to come up short.
All right, we got Tony Brown here on the Yankees, $1.26 against the Red Sox. This would have a start time here of 7 Eastern time. All right, Tony Brown, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Prim here for the card on Friday. Baseball on the board, 15-game card. We'll also have some plays from college football heading to a big weekend. What do you have for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium?
As always, every day I got my best plays up there. They're my 10-star premium picks. You can get them individually, or they come in 1, 2, and 3 game packages. And then for the serious players, you guys don't have to pay per day and per play and per sport anymore. We got the NBA coming back soon, the NHL coming back soon, NFL's already started, college football coming back soon. Baseball playoffs are around the corner. With so many sports going on, just paying per day like that, it only puts money in the bookie's pocket. With my VIP All Sports Pass, you get every single play I release from every sport, playoffs, championship picks included. There's no upselling. If I release it, you get it. And you can get that with my VIP All Sports Pass. It comes in 3, 7, and 30-day increments. And for the real serious players out there, the ones that are serious about making money betting sports, you can get my full VIP year. That's 365 days of plays from the day you sign up for a full year. Everything I release for one low price with that VIP All Sports Pass.
That's right. Get on board with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs Premium. Link in the description. Lands you right on the premium page. Hit the tab, find Tony Brown, and get signed up. That 1 year all sports pass and the promo code PICK will save you that 15% off. All right. Tony Brown, as always, great having you show. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Man, always a pleasure being here. Thanks for having me, and I'll see you guys next week. Good luck out there.
Tony Brown here on the Drive Thru. And now it's time for my pick. We go to Major League Baseball here with some wild card contenders, but from different leagues here. Rangers and Mets in interleague play. We see the line here, $1.08, both sides. Total sits here at 7.5. We're going to go ahead and take the Rangers here at minus the 108. Jacob deGrom is going to go here for this Rangers team. deGrom is really good form this year. Facing Jonathan Tong in his second start. He has given up 5 earned runs in 11 innings. We're looking here at deGrom, over his past 5 starts, very good form. The Rangers bullpen right now is in the better form than the Mets. The Mets here, 2-5 at home, facing an AL starter with an ERA of 3.7 or lower. That's a minus 5.5 unit loss. So we'll go ahead and take Texas here at minus 105. Just don't like the form here for these Mets going down the stretch. All right, over at Pick Dogs Premium, I'll have a best bet on the board for you as well as a multi-pack. I am the number 2 unit producer in Major League Baseball for the year, so get on board with me over at Pick Dogs Premium. You can find my handicapper page here at Pick Dogs by clicking the link here in the description. Click the tab there. You'll find me on the upper right corner there. Click that link and you'll land right here on my capper page. So get on board with me over at Pick Dogs Premium. You'll see I'll have you can see my record here over the past 12 months. Been pretty impressive. 3,864 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great 90 days, great 60 days, last 30 days, 7 days yesterday. So get on board with me. You can see my 30-day all sports pass. That's a pretty good value there. Get all my premium plays for that time period to select. When you go to my handicapper page right here and get signed up and use that promo code PICK at checkout, and you will save that 15% off. That will do it for now. We're back tomorrow with another show. Remember, the drive-thru is Tuesday through Saturday here on demand. So make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Over 255,000 subscribers here on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. Lots of great content, so make sure you're part of it and get notified for all our free pick video releases. I'm Tony T. We will talk with you guys again tomorrow.